what it is, Lord I mean, in Twin Star Exorcist chapter 48. Finally, after like what 2 months, I think the last one was uploaded in November. Last chapter 47 was uploaded in November, and here it is, Valentine's Day, and they just dropped in chapter 48. I wish they would actually drop them like every month, but it was just. But anyway, Shimon versus Tenma, the battle of, I guess at the time, the two youngest heavenly commanders. And obviously Tenma is the strongest from the Unamaya house. And Shimon is one of the strongest. I think he's like, I don't know, maybe like fourth or fifth strongest in out of all the heavenly commanders. And we got some backstory on Tenma, and man, his shit was all messed up. Like how he became the strongest, why he's the strongest, why his family is always considered the strongest house. And we see Shimon and Tenma, they're battling it out. Tenma's so strong he doesn't even cast any enchantments on himself to protect himself because he's just that damn strong. And Shimon is pretty much he's going at it like he's got enchantments on. He's using his wings to fly around. He's using some of his best attacks and just barely. Other than that one punch at the beginning of this chapter and the end of last chapter, he really wasn't doing too much. Timma pretty much hit him with one of his own moves with the giant sword and sliced him up. And then we finally see Shimon. He just thinks back to when they were little and when they were back when they were in elementary school, and about why he feels this way, this anger and I guess resentment towards Tenma. And we see when they were younger, they were in elementary school, whatever. Tenma was just always kind of unmotivated, even though he was for part of the strongest house. He was just always just unmotivated. Like then we see Tenma actually had an older brother and two older sisters, and they were all considered to be. They were all candidates to be the next head of the house. And then, but before that, we see Rokuro talking with Tsuchimikado, uh, talking to his son or whatever. And Tsuchimikado just like, yeah, man, Tenma is like in all the tournaments they had, the Hadra Castle games and all those tournaments Tenma fought, he's won every battle. And except for the first battle he was in, which ended in a draw when he went against Sagan when he was 7 years old. It's like, what? He was 7 years old and that battle with Sagan, who was an actual adult, ended in a draw? Like, how strong is Tenma? Like, that's crazy. Like, he doesn't even use chants or enchantments like when he's attacking anybody. Like, this dude is ridiculously strong right now. And Rokuro is trying to, reach that level and surpass it. Which, he's the main character, so at some point he's gonna do that. But right now it's just like, damn, man, this guy's like Jiren, just ridiculously strong for no reason. But yeah, he says he just fought. He fought pretty much every heavenly commander since he like in the tournament, whatever, and like he's never lost except for that one draw. He was the youngest head of a house at 10 years old. Like that's crazy, bruh. Then we see, then like I said, we see the backstory of Shimon and Tenma, and Tenma was just so unmotivated, and I think it was his oldest sister at the time was telling Shimon like, look, at some point he's probably gonna be the next head of the house. Like she always believed that he was gonna be the head of the house, even though he was unmotivated. So she told Shimon like, I just want you to be. You're gonna be the pillar of your house. So I just want you to be able to support the next head of my house. So and then we see they're sitting in class or whatever, and like all the Unamaya kids, they start getting that little centipede mark around their hands. And then I was like, "What? This is way too soon." But I guess it's gonna be. I guess it had to be sooner or later. And so Shimon, for the next couple of days, none of the Unamaya kids come to class or whatever. And then we see Shimon he's at dinner with his family. And then his dad asks, what's wrong? He was like, oh, it's nothing. I just had something on my mind. And then I guess his brother was just like, hey, did you hear the Unamaya house is they're choosing their next head of the house? And it was like, Shimon was like, what? What are you talking about? And then we see the just we see the I guess the ritual the Onamaya house has as to choosing the next head of their house. And all the candidates, brother, sister, whatever, all the candidates of the Onamaya house, they're put against each other. And the last one alive is the next head of the house. So we see just one of the kids got their head chopped off, and I was like, man, that's crazy. He literally had to kill his brothers and sisters. And which, I mean, they kind of had to, because they explained it as when they get that centipede seal around their arm and hand like that, like they, even if they don't want to, like they're gonna have to fight, because if they don't fight, they're gonna die because of the seal. So, and the seal, I guess the seal can't be broken. And like I said, the last one left standing alive is the head of the house, and Tenma was the last one alive. He ended up stabbing. We see him. He stabbed his older sister, the one Shimon was talking to, and we see right before she dies, she tells Tenma like, nobody's ever gonna understand you, like your pain or solitude. They'll just praise you and tell you how strong you are. She was like, what a shitty life. Like she was talking about the life they had already lived and the life Tenma he's gonna have to live after that. She's just like, what a shitty life. She was like, killing people will only send you to hell. And you could see she really cared about Tenma, because she said she always knew Tenma would be the last one standing. And I was just like, damn, man, that'll break your psyche, like having to kill your own brothers and sisters like that, just cause like somebody needs to be the head of the house, needs to be chosen as the head of the house. And then we see Shimon after he heard that story. And his dad tells him, it's just like, yeah, and that's the ritual. He tells Shimon that's the ritual the Unamaya house has to, choose the head of the house or whatever. And then we see him say, and that's why the Unamaya house is always regarded as the strongest house among all the other houses. Cause that's it. Like, and then we see Shimon, it's raining, we see Shimon, he's walking with his little umbrella. And then he sees Tenma at the bottom of some stairs. And Tenma just looks like he tries to call Tenma's name, but he sees Tenma's like the tears running down his face, because he just went through that battle with his brothers and sisters and had to kill them all. And he's just like, like he just loses it. Tenma starts screaming, and then we flash back to the battle they're having right now. And it's we see Shimon just like, you're never gonna see me disappear. Like I don't care how many people you seen die in front of you or whatever, you're not gonna see me disappear. So he understands exactly what Tenma had went through, and like he admires Tenma, but like I said, like he wants to surpass Tenma, and he yells out at Tenma's like, "You think you're always gonna be number one?" He was like, "I don't." He was like, Tenma's like, "I never consider myself number one. I'm only at the top because everybody else is so weak." I was like, "Damn, bruh." I'm like, "Damn." That boy Tenma just he be on it, son. And then he Shimon charges at him, and he dodges the giant sword. Tenma throws at him again, and then he teleports behind him and just punches the mess out of him again. So that's two good hits he's got on Tenma right now. And then he literally just said he thought of that enchantment when he thought of Rokuro. He thought of that on the spot. So he's got like some new little gauntlets on his hands. So yeah, man, chapter 49 about to be lit whenever they decide to drop that next, I don't know, 2 months. But yeah, man, Twin Star Exorcist, like I said, man, it's probably Tower of God, Tower of God, Twin Star Exorcist, and The Promised Neverland are my top three manga that I'm reading right now. And which probably be, I guess if it had to be in order, it would probably be Tower of God, Power Promised Neverland, and then uh Twin Star Exorcist, only because Twin Star Exorcist they don't upload frequently enough. Like at first it was like once a month, and now it's just like once every couple of months. So if they would upload at least once a month frequently, then maybe they would be bumped up to 201. But as it is right now, I can't give them that. But like I said, there is definitely in my top three. But yeah, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share so other like-minded people like us talk about it in the comments below. What do y'all think about Timma's past? Like, it's kind of messed up. And even with Tenma being as strong as he is, they're still not able to go and save, the Miko. From, because she's still stuck in Magano, and apparently, like, at one point, Rokuro called the Miko mom. So we don't actually know if that's his mom, but we do know Rokuro was randomly found in Magano as a baby. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, man, this is getting real interesting. This fight is going to be dragged out probably at least till chapter 50, I'm going to assume. Because, I mean, each chapter is pretty lengthy anyway, so. But yeah, man, it's your boy Lil I mean the Emperor. Post notifications so you do know when I upload. Like I said, I'm trying to be more frequent now that I'm back to 100% as far as like health wise anyway. But yeah, man, I'm out.